Which Las Vegas casinos will reopen first? I'm Chris. This is Yellow Productions. I do travel guides that are fun, informative, and entertaining. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the Las Vegas Strip casino reopening happening in just under a week. June 4th is the date that Nevada has said casinos can open. And so many of the casinos are rushing to say we are opening on June 4th. 12:01 a.m. is the official time they can open. So many casinos have rushed and said, I'm in, and there's others have said we are out. And so in this video, I'll be telling you everything we know as of today, or an hour before this live stream when I put the notes together, about all the hotels that are planning to open along the Strip in downtown Las Vegas. We'll talk about some of the locals casinos that are off the Strip and in other parts of Las Vegas. I'll share a couple of restaurant openings that I know about. We'll talk about some of the shopping that's actually opening today, and then a few commentary about Reno and Lake Tahoe, what's opening there as well. All right, and by the way, this is a live stream, so if you're on the live stream, I'm looking forward to hearing what you think. And by the way, if you're watching the archive, we'll make sure to subscribe, click the bell to turn on notifications so you never miss one of these future updates, future videos about Las Vegas and other places beyond. By the way, I always take questions during the live stream, but I generally take most of them at the end after I get through the content. So first, we'll start with the Strip, then downtown, then the others. So on the Las Vegas Strip, there are 28 hotels on the Las Vegas Strip. 13 of them are reopening on June 4th. So let's go through the 13 that are reopening. First, let's talk about the hotels that are owned by MGM. So MGM is opening 4 hotels. They're opening the MGM Grand and the Signature. So that's 2, right? The Signature at MGM Grand and MGM Grand. They'll be opening a number of bars and lounges, including Wolfgang Puck. In the pool, they'll have a selection of cabanas that are available. The salon and fitness center will be available to guests, and the Signature will also have a variety of things open. Now, next, the Bellagio, the next one. By the way, I have an open window here that I'm going to close because it's blowing my notes away. All right, so the Bellagio, they're going to be opening the conservatory. The conservatory is one of my favorite parts about the Bellagio. It's like this indoor garden area, kind of like an indoor botanical garden. It's going to be themed on Japan, called Japan Journey, Magic of Kansai. The Bellagio fountains will open when the Bellagio reopens. They will have 3 songs that they're going to be playing. One is going to be a tribute to frontline workers. Another one is the Star Spangled Banner. And third is Viva Las Vegas. Of course, long live Las Vegas. Restaurant-wise, they're going to have the Mayfair Supper Club open. This was interesting because the Mayfair Supper Club also has a dinner show to go with it, so it'll be interesting to see if they still have the performers and the entertainment to go along with it. And the pool will be open along with the salon and fitness center at the Bellagio. Now, the New York Hotel is the 4th and final hotel in the MGM umbrella that's opening. The New York, in addition to bars, is also going to have Tom's Urban, which is one of the popular establishments in there. The roller coaster will be open on June 4th, and the arcade will be open as well if you've got little kids and they want to play some of the video games. Hershey's Chocolate World, one of their fun stores along the Strip, will be open. Also the fitness center as well, and also many of the adjacent venues in the park, the kind of the restaurants that are over there, Bruxy and some of those things, they are planning to open along with the New York. Now, the MGM properties that are not opening on June 4th are the Aria, the Excalibur, the Luxor, the Mandalay Bay, the Mirage, and Park MGM. So those, the announcements of when they're opening is pretty fuzzy. So all we really know is June 4th, these 4 opening that we talked about, and these other ones are not opening until they figure out what the demand is and further notice. Okay, next we are going to go to the Cosmopolitan Hotel, which is opening on June 4th. But before I do that, I want to see what some of you are saying in the chat. And of course, I need to actually pop up the window so that I can see what you all are saying in the chat. That really helps if I actually do that. Joanna says she loves the conservatory too. Yeah, the conservatory, definitely one of the best parts. Jordan asks if the roller coaster stays open in November. The roller coaster is open all year round. Ken loves the New York, New York. Christine is excited for those new fountains at the Bellagio. Alv says if there's any news when Dottie's or local gas station gambling will be allowed again. I believe they can also open their gambling on June 4th as well, but they have to submit a plan just like all these other venues do, and my guess is that they're just slow to do that compared to these big things. Kalika wants to know if MGM will open the Lazy River. Don't know if that will be open or not when they open. LD says, what's the rules for UK visitors? Currently, travel from the UK is banned to the US. If someone's been in the UK in the previous 14 days, they can't come to the US if they're not a US citizen. Trump has said recently that he intends to open up travel to the UK and Europe soon, but I don't know if that will be by May 4th. All right, so let's go on to the Cosmopolitan now. The Cosmopolitan announced that they're reopening June 4th. They're opening at 10 a.m. By the way, 10 a.m. is kind of the time that most of the Strip hotels are opening. Cosmopolitan Las Vegas also announced that free parking. By the way, MGM hotels are all going to have free parking when they open. The majority of the restaurants at Cosmopolitan will be open, including the Block 16 Urban Food Hall, which is one of my favorite places to eat inside the Cosmopolitan. I really like Hattie B's for their fried chicken, particularly their Nashville fried chicken. Egg Slut is going to be open as well if you want some reasonably inexpensive breakfast sandwiches as far as the Strip is concerned. Starbucks, STK for steak, the pizzeria, so lots of things opening. They'll have a number of their lounges open. The race and sportsbook bar will be open. Casino floor and high limit rooms will be open. The spa, the salon, the fitness center will be open. The outdoor tennis courts will also be open if tennis is your thing. And they'll have the Boulevard pool with day beds, cabanas, and dedicated cocktail service still at the pool for hotel guests. All right, the Wynn and the Encore, they've announced that both the Wynn and the Encore will be opening on June 4th. They've really been the ones pushing for, like, let's open, them and the Venetian, who we'll get to in a moment. And so at the Wynn, they've said their entire Wynn team is looking forward to welcoming guests back. The casino floors in both hotels are planned to reopen. They are opening a selection of restaurants starting early, starting today, actually, May 29th. They opened a few of their restaurants. They intend to open all of their restaurants with the exception of the buffet on June 4th when they open. They'll also have a full-service barbershop if you want to get your hair cut. The golf course is already open, and their nightly entertainment will be in the form of the entertainment at the Lake of Dreams, the lake that's in the inside. Sportsbook will be open as well. The Venetian Hotel is opening, the Venetian Tower only, the Palazzo at some later date. So the casino is going to be open. They will have more than a dozen restaurants in the Venetian open, which, by the way, means that not all of the restaurants will be open, only some of the restaurants. You can check the Venetian's website if you want the detailed list of all the restaurants that are open. The Venetian pool will be open. The gondolas will be open. The wedding chapel will be open in case you're looking to get married. The spa will not be open. The nightclubs will not be open. And they've announced the poker room will be opening one day after the hotel opens on June 5th. All right, the next kind of big mega corporation on the Las Vegas Strip is Caesars Entertainment. They have announced that they're opening Caesars Palace and the Flamingo as the two Caesars properties that are opening first. They've not yet announced what time they'll be opening. 10 seems like a pretty good time, but I don't know. This is actually out of a recent TV commercial that they've done where their Centurion and cast, they're actually wearing masks. So I just thought that was an interesting bit of advertising. Caesars has also said that they intend to open several dining outlets along the Link Promenade. That's the outdoor mall that's next to the Link, as well as the High Roller Observation Wheel. At both the Caesars Palace and the Flamingo, they'll have their restaurants open, the outdoor pools, slot machines, table games. The buffet at Caesars Palace, the Bacchanal Buffet, which some people had told me they were able to get reservations for previously. Well, it is apparently not opening, so those reservations are being canceled. Caesars said on Twitter that buffets are not part of their initial reopening plans, but they will continue to monitor the evolving situation and provide updates when we have them available. The next hotel to open in the Caesars portfolio is Harrah's. Harrah's is actually opening just the next day on June 5th. They'll be opening Harrah's. Initially, they said it would be closed for a while, but apparently there's been enough demand of people booking hotels, rooms at Caesars and Flamingo that they've decided to open up a third property. So that bodes well for coming back to Vegas and more hotels opening soon. Caesars has also announced free parking at their properties. The Caesars hotels that they've announced are not opening right away, which means who knows when they'll actually open. Bally's, Cromwell, the actual Link Hotel, the Paris Hotel, and Planet Hollywood. So those are the ones that do not have firm opening dates yet. Next up, the Treasure Island, or as the hip kids call it, the TI. This is the hotel that used to have the Pirate Show, but sadly no more Pirate Show. I like the Pirate Show. They'll be opening on June 4th as well. The casino will be 24 hours. A lot of people have asked, Chris, are the casinos going to be 24 hours? Not at all of the hotels. I'm not sure what the status of MGM and Caesars are, but I would imagine the smaller hotels, smaller casinos may be closing their casinos at night to clean them or recharge. Pool and cabanas will be open. The pool bar will be open for drinks at the bar, the pizza restaurant. Starbucks and Senor Frogs will be open at Treasure Island as well. Treasure Island always offers free parking, and they will open their race and sports book the second day they're open on June 5th. A lot of people have asked me, Chris, what about the Circus Circus? The Circus Circus is in for June 4th. They'll be reopening. I don't know about the Adventure Dome, whether that's going to open on the same day, though per the current Phase 2 of Nevada opening, which starts today, amusement parks are allowed to reopen, so there's at least a water park reopening. So the Adventure Dome could reopen, just depends whether they think there'll be enough people coming to it. The Sahara Hotel, which one we've talked a lot about in previous live streams, they are in for June 4th. Casino, restaurants, pools, lounges. Their big restaurant, Bazaar Meat by Jose Andres, that's also going to open the next day on June 5th. Now, Sahara has been in the news and my news because they're going to be asking table game players to step away from the game if they want to smoke, so no smoking at the table games at Sahara. Really good deals on rooms. $61 all in, no resort fees, free parking, and they also have a buy one, get one free weekend special. I saw in the chat somebody said that they were staying at the Wynn, where they got like a 3-night free offer, and the Venetian's also been offering free rooms to essential workers. So those are things to look out for as well. There'll be a lot of deals coming out. Sabrina asked if I know when the arcades will open along with casinos. The New York arcade is already open. Well, it will open when it opens. I don't know about the other ones, but New York has said their arcade will open on day number 1 when they open on June 4th. This is it. Emmett Brown says, 2 clowns enter, 1 clown leaves. These are the rules of the Adventure Dome. Hey, that's it. That's that amusement park at the Circus. All right, so if you're dressed as a clown, be careful. All right, a lot of people have asked me about Stratosphere. Chris, what about the Stratosphere? Is the Stratosphere opening? The Stratosphere is opening June 4th. They're opening a little earlier than most of the strip hotels. They are opening at 8 a.m. They're offering about 50% off their room rates. Casino will be open. Their sports book will be open. Their chapel in the clouds, way up at the top, will be open. So if you want to get married at the tippy top of there, you can. Much of the observation deck and the sky pod, which is what they call all the stuff that's at the top of it, will be open. Big Shot and the Sky Jump will be open on weekends. The top of the Restaurant World, the restaurant that's up there, will be open. The cafe and the Starbucks that are open on ground floor casino, they'll be open 24 hours. The Elation Pool and Bar will be open, though the Wet Lounge is closed. MJ Live, the show is closed. Their comedy club is closed, and their buffet is closed as well. Everybody's buffets are closed, so I probably don't need to tell you that for everyone we go for as well. The buffet that is open is if you wanted to go to the Golden Corral, the buffet restaurant, and they've turned that into like a cafeteria service type restaurant. All right, so that's all the stuff that's opening on the Strip. So now let's talk about what's opening in downtown Las Vegas. First up, we have the D Hotel and the Golden Gate Hotel. They're owned by the same person, Derek Stevens. They're opening on June 4th, and they've also been in the news recently because their owner announced a special giving away 2,000 flights to Las Vegas. They're one-way flights. He's given away 2,000 one-way flights. All you had to do, and they're all gone by now, so sorry, but like 2 days ago, all you had to do was call the hotel and say you want to get on one of those flights, and they were giving people free one-way flight tickets to Las Vegas. The owner of the D and the Golden Gate said he just wanted to get people coming to Las Vegas again. And he said, actually, people who got those free flights didn't have to stay at the Golden Gate or the D. They could call up and say, hey, I just want the flight. I'm staying at the Wynn or Caesars or Bellagio. And that was fine. The owner of these hotels just wants to get people coming to Las Vegas. The Plaza, this one's located at the end of Fremont Street, and they're offering an interesting amenity. They're opening June 4th. Interesting amenity, curbside check-in, so you can roll up and check in from the comfort of your car. I think that's interesting. They're also offering free self-parking for hotel and casino guests, which is nice because a lot of the downtown casinos charged for parking. I mean, they were kind of like charging for parking started in downtown Las Vegas before it's made its way to the Strip. They're also going to have their quick serve dining outlets open, as well as if you're looking for bingo, they're going to have 6 daily sessions of bingo at the Plaza Hotel. Also downtown, a lot of people ask me, Chris, when is the Golden Nugget going to open? The Golden Nugget is going to open June 4th at 12:01 a.m. So if you want to go to one of the first casinos that's opening, it'll be right there at 12:01 a.m. Actually, the hotel, the pool, and the Claim Jumper restaurant will open June 3rd at 3 p.m. So if you're looking to maybe get in the day before everything opens, you could stay at the Golden Nugget on June 3rd, and then you'd be ready for like midnight when all the other casinos open. Also in downtown, we have the El Cortez Hotel. The El Cortez Hotel, they've announced they're not opening at 12:01 a.m. They've said they're opening at 12 a.m. They want to get that 1-minute jump on everybody. A couple of interesting things that El Cortez has said they've done. They said they've replaced their ceiling tiles in the casino. They were like porous ceiling tiles. They've replaced 3,000 of their ceiling tiles with brand new non-porous tiles, and they've cleaned all of the air conditioning vents. And then to do physical distancing on the slot machines, the El Cortez has removed 140 slot machines from their casino floor, and the remaining machines were spread about to maximize social distancing. Also downtown, we have Binion's and we have the Four Queens. They have both announced they are reopening on June 4th as well. And the Fremont Street Experience, which is the thing that connects all these things in downtown Las Vegas that has the screen on top. The Fremont Street Experience is reopening the day before, June 3rd at 9 a.m. If you want to ride the zip line opens June 4th when everybody else is opening. Okay, so now we've talked about the Strip, we've talked about downtown. Let's talk about some of the hotels that are not those places. Martin says he's going to miss the cigarette smoke. Right now, only at the Sahara. The Sahara is the only one that has said don't smoke at the tables. Everybody else seems and says smoking is still in. Boy, apparently, filtered life is bothering everybody. I'm not sure where his last chat is, but let's see. Okay. And Ken says it will be hard to find 25-cent slots. Yeah, I think the slot prices will likely be going up, and Annie is excited for the zip line. Rick says, if I have this shirt in 5XLT, I don't have them in tall sizes, but I do think they might come in 5XL. If you take a look at my Etsy shop, there's a link in the description. You can see all the sizes, and they come in pretty big sizes. All right, so now we're on to a couple of the other big casino chains in Las Vegas, and these are more like local type casinos or smaller casinos. So the first one are the hotels owned by Boyd Gaming. Boyd Gaming operates a bunch of casinos in Las Vegas, and they've announced that they're opening 9 of their casinos on June 1st. The Orleans, which we're seeing right here, they'll also be opening Gold Coast, but interesting, only the casino at Gold Coast is opening, not the actual hotel floor. They're opening Suncoast, Aliante, Cannery, Sam's Town, Fremont, California, and Joker's Wild. So all buffets are going to be closed, but they'll have some dining at each of their properties. The Orleans will have poker if you're looking for poker. And if you're looking for bingo, that'll be at Aliante, Gold Coast, we're looking at right here, Sam's Town, and Suncoast. And if you really want valet parking, the only one of their casinos that's going to offer valet parking is the Fremont. They're opening up the bowling alleys, bowling at Gold Coast, Sam's Town, Suncoast, and the Orleans. Their movie theaters, showrooms, and fitness centers and spas will be closed at all of the Boyd Gaming casinos. And a few hotels they've announced are just not opening right now are Eastside Cannery, El Dorado, and Main Street Station. Those are going to stay closed until they decide otherwise. The other big casino operator in Las Vegas is called Station Casinos. Station Casinos has announced it plans to reopen their casinos in phases as well. So first, they're opening Red Rock Resort, Green Valley Ranch, Santa Fe Station, Boulder Station, Palace Station, and Sunset Station, all opening at 12:01 a.m. on June 4th. Texas Station, Fiesta Henderson, Fiesta Rancho later. The Palms Hotel is also owned by Station Casinos. I would say they're kind of the biggest and the fanciest hotel they own. That one is opening later, as in not on June 4th, with no announcement made. That one's also been in the news a lot because the Palms, there's been a lot of controversy about whether Station Casinos is going to sell it, and there's actually been people who've said, I want to buy it, so that might be why that one's still TBD for opening. By the way, I don't think I mentioned it earlier in the Caesar section, but the Rio, which is across from the Palms, but it's off the Strip, so it's actually not in this list, does not have a reopening date currently. Okay, so now let's talk about a few hotels, a few of the significant hotels that aren't part of the big chains and that aren't in the Strip or downtown. But a few comments before we do that. Darren says, I'm so glad to hear Vegas is coming back to life. Sad I won't be there this year. Darren, Vegas is going to miss you very much, but I think there are many people who there are many people. And apparently, so Filtered Life, I don't know, a lot of people are talking about you in the comments and says, sorry guys if I was coaxing you because it's 4:36 in the a.m. and I was just waiting for him to answer my questions. Sorry, Filtered Life. Sorry, I don't see all the questions, but when I get to question and answer time, when I put up this, then I'll be looking at all the questions. So I'll definitely get to all questions when we do that. Annie says I should do a video when the buffets open in Vegas. Love to see measures. Sounds good. When they open, I'll certainly you'll all be the first to know here on Yellow Productions. All right, South Point Hotel. So this one, it's kind of the Strip. Originally, I had it in the Strip category, but it's really not the Strip. It's kind of the Strip because it's on Las Vegas Boulevard, but it's a few miles south of the Mandalay Bay, which is why it's called South Point. This is a really interesting hotel if you haven't been to it because they have this like this massive bowling alley that's like up a couple floors. I've never been to a bowling alley that's like upstairs. They do like tournament bowling at South Point. So that's going to be open. The main restaurant's going to be open. And also their famous hot dog cart. In my upcoming cheapest eats in Las Vegas, I profile the hot dog cart here at the South Point because they have like $1.50 hot dogs at the South Point. Another hotel that's also on Las Vegas Boulevard, but it's actually even more south than South Point, is the M Resort. The M Resort opening June 4th at 8 a.m. It's even further south than South Point. It's the first casino you see if you're driving from California along the Interstate 15. You see it on the right, the side that Las Vegas Boulevard is on. And they are opening the casino floor, restaurants, but the spa, pool, fitness center, and valet parking will be closed. Couple other ones. Chris, why do you have a picture of Bass Pro Shops? Well, people probably know this casino more by this shop than the actual casino, but the Silverton Casino, it's the one along Interstate 15 where you see the Bass Pro Shops. They are opening on June 4th as well. Ellis Island, this one's a couple blocks off the strip. Ellis Island's a small casino. They're famous for their prime rib and steak specials. They're opening on June 4th. And the Tuscany Casino, they've picked an interesting time to open, not midnight, not 8 a.m. They are opening at 4 a.m. So those are all the big casinos that are opening. Now, breaking news, those are all the casinos that have announced their opening. We've talked about all the strip ones, all the downtown ones, and what I felt were the significant ones that people have asked me a lot of questions about that aren't on the strip. So shopping malls, these actually just opened today. So the outdoor shopping malls have already been open. The outdoor outlet mall, the container park, Caesars Palace Forum Shops just announced they opened today. The shops at Crystals, which is the shops in the city center complex, that's kind of like in front of the Aria, they opened today. And also the other outlet mall, the Las Vegas South Premium Outlets, those are the ones by the airport. They opened also today. Some notable restaurants people have asked me about. Chris, is In-N-Out Burger going to be open? In-N-Out Burger has announced they will open their strip location June 4th, which is in the Link Promenade. It'll be open for dine-in on June 4th, so you can get your In-N-Out Burger fix. By the way, if you go to this In-N-Out Burger, it's kind of cool because they have unique t-shirts. If you collect the In-N-Out Burger t-shirts, they have special ones that are basically like Las Vegas strip t-shirts that you can only get from this In-N-Out or the company store, which also happens to be in Las Vegas, but it's on the other side of the Interstate 15. And the final restaurant I want to mention, this is one that I really like. It's kind of a small restaurant. I featured it I think in one of my Cheap Eats videos, Flock and Fowl, or maybe it was my What's New in maybe 2019, 2018, something like that. So Flock and Fowl is a restaurant that's in downtown Las Vegas. It's just one block off the intersection of Fremont Street and Las Vegas Boulevard. Their specialty is chicken rice. I really love chicken rice, and they make a really good like Hainanese or Singaporean chicken rice. So check them out if you go there, and you could tell them, hey, if they say, how did you find this place? Tell them that guy with the yellow t-shirt sent you. By the way, this video is not sponsored by them. I like that place. The video is not sponsored by anybody. Okay, and what about other places? Chris, people say, Chris, what about Reno? Is Reno opening up? Reno, the biggest little city in the world, Reno is going to be opening same day, June 4th. That's when the casinos all across Nevada can open. Atlantis, El Dorado, Silver Legacy, and the Circus Reno have all announced they're opening June 4th. Hotels in Lake Tahoe are opening as well. The Hyatt Regency Lake Tahoe opening on June 4th. I really like this hotel. If you're going to Lake Tahoe, I would suggest this one. I think it's a pretty cool hotel. Harrah's Lake Tahoe is also opening. It's on the other side of Lake Tahoe, and casinos in Laughlin are opening as well. Harrah's in Laughlin will be opening. And now Now it is question and answer time. So if you asked a question before and I did not get to it, ask it again. Put a question mark at the end of it to make sure that I know it's a question, and I'll go through your questions. Domo says, when will the Luxor open? Nobody knows when the Luxor will open. Basically, if hotels have not announced their opening date, it's who knows. But it will not be the first one to open. Sherry says, when can I see what order the MGM resort's opening? Actually, MGM or Caesars, they haven't really announced what the order of their hotels will open be. MGM has just said right now they're opening the MGM Grand, the Signature, Bellagio, and New York, New York, and all others will stay closed until demand warrants. Though we saw with Caesars, they said Caesars Palace and Flamingo are the only hotels that are going to be open on June 4th. That held for like 3 days while people booked them, and they're like, oh, enough people are booking, we're opening Harrah's on June 5th. So these hotels could open quickly, or they could stay closed if nobody goes to Vegas. But they're not tipping their hand because they don't want to open the hotels until they get full. Now, a lot of people have said, Chris, what's going to happen if I'm booked at like the Mirage and it's not open when I go there? Well, then MGM or Caesars, they'll move you into one of their things that are open. Doom says, do I know if Uber will be providing services at the airport? It should be. I would see no reason why they wouldn't. By the way, there are some like new rules with Uber where they want like the driver to wear a face mask, passengers to wear a face mask. And they're also asking passengers to only sit in the back seat, no passengers in the front seat. So if you are planning to have 4 people in an Uber, it's not going to fit in a regular Uber because they're not allowing people in front seats. Capital XRP says, if I can't win a yellow shirt, can I buy one, please? By the way, I give away Yellow Productions swag on every one of these live streams, and I'll be doing it today. I'll be giving away the shirt that has the Yellow Productions crew logo on it right here. And yeah, if you want to buy one, there's a link in this video description to the Yellow Productions Etsy shop. You can buy it there. Ships to pretty much any way in the world. Let's see. Teresa says, what about the Rio? It is currently in the list of hotels that is not opening on June 4th. Luis asks if I know the best Western hotels are opening. Sorry, I did not look up the best Western hotels. Dr. Mike says, what about the Rampart Casino? The Rampart Casino, which is where the JW Marriott is, they are in for June 4th. They'll be opening June 4th. They've been in the news a lot because they laid off their whole casino staff, and people are like, this place is out of business. They're never opening, but they sure are. Kathy says, wow, a lot of questions today. There are a lot of questioning. McLevin says, is the M Resort pool opening? Is the M Resort pool opening? You know, because I wrote all this down, the pool will be closed at the M Resort, so no. Boogie wants to know if the Gordon Ramsay restaurant's reopening. I've not seen anything in the news about them reopening, so if they are, they've not announced their reopening dates. Wild Foodie Tours says the Rio is underrated. I stayed there in December and it was great. Loved their suite and the free spa for CET Diamond members. Yeah, thanks for the report, Wild Foodie Tours. I've always loved the buffet at the Rio. Like the Rio buffet was really the first hotel to like make buffets what I'll call amazing in Vegas. They're the ones that invented kind of the pod format. And then lots of the strip hotels started doing it, and then kind of Rio went downhill. So that's too bad. Carlos wants to know, when is Disneyland opening? There's no reopening date currently for Disneyland because the California governor has not announced when we're going to move into the phase that amusement parks can opening. But Disney World is opening. They've announced dates soon. And it was either end of June or July. Chris asked if I think boxing will be back at MGM Grand this year. I could see it coming back towards the winter. Kind of the winter is what people are looking at for like shows or big things like that. So Jeff wants to know if there's any concern about having to be quarantined when traveling from Pennsylvania. There is no concern about having to be quarantined going to Nevada if you are coming from within the United States. On the press conference that the governor of Nevada had a few days ago that I tuned into, someone asked him that question directly and said, hey, how's this going to work with the stay-at-home orders and quarantine? Are visitors welcome to come? And he said, yep. Las Vegas is open on June 4th. Visitors are welcome. There's no quarantine. Domo asked about the Mandalay Bay. Mandalay is part of MGM. It's not one of the ones that's currently opening in their first round. And Kevin helped me out and said Disney World is July 11th. All right, thank you very much, Kevin. I appreciate it. There was a question. Carlos asked, did people get hungry when they saw the Las Vegas Best Cheap Eats, Chris? I'm sure, like, I hope people get hungry when they watch my Cheap Eats videos. If they didn't, then I didn't do my job. Sherry says, what about Gordon Ramsay's fish and chips in the Link Promenade? In the Link, since it's one of the things that's outside, it seems like a promising place to open early. Though it's not one of the ones I've seen announced. But we still have a week to go for more announcements to be made. Kevin wants to know when the strip clubs are going to be open. They are currently not in the Phase 2 reopening, so TBD until we know about other phases. But strip clubs, adult entertainment, and other adult entertainment nightclubs not open. Joy wants to know if I've heard anything about shows opening. So what I've heard is that all shows like at MGM properties are canceled through the end of June. I've heard, though, like, if you want maybe like lounge acts, like some places, some of the smaller casinos are having lounge singers there. They'll just have less people up on stage. If you're looking for like comedy acts, some of the comedy clubs are starting up, like at Neonopolis in downtown Las Vegas. They've got some like comedy things. But like the first live show I've really seen like a date thing is like Barry Manilow in like September or October. So I would not expect much in the way of big shows this summer. IHA's fan says, what will it take for poker rooms to open? Poker rooms are going to be open. If you are looking for poker, you will find poker at South Point, the Orleans, and the Venetian. The Venetian's offering $100 four-player winner-take-all, no-limit hold'em, sit and goes. So that's where you can go for. That's where you can go for that. Lenny says the Plaza. Plaza will be open. Junk says, what about temperature checks at the smaller chains? I think the smaller hotels might not be doing temperature checks. It's really TBD. Like the whole temperature check thing was enforced for casinos, so I think if you're staying at a hotel that's not a casino, I wouldn't expect temperature checks. Annie says, I hope the border opens before July. I really want to be there for my 21st. I hope it does for you, Annie. Champagne asks, how am I? Champagne, I'm doing very well today. Thank you for asking. How are you doing today, Annie? And Fearless One, you had a question, so ask your question again to make sure that I see it. Now you can like ask it a few times if I miss it. EJ Brad says, what about the Sugar Factory? Yeah, the Sugar Factory, that was that new store at the Link. Seems like one that would open because it's a pretty big place. But I've not seen their date. Jeff says to not expect the Tournament of Kings at the Excalibur for the rest of the year. Yeah, but it's like one of those where, I mean, Tournament of Kings particularly, because they like that was a place where they encouraged you to eat with your hands, right? To like feast like the medieval folks do. Let's see. Carlos says, I wonder when Circus Tropicana... so Circus is opening on June 4th, but Excalibur and Tropicana aren't. Johnny, I know nothing about Atlantic City. Miguel asks, what am I drinking? I went to In-N-Out Burger today. I got the extra large iced tea. By the way, In-N-Out Burger here in Orange County, they've reopened for patio dining. So you can walk inside, you can order, you can sit on the patio. They've yet to reopen in-restaurant dining. Sherry wants to know if gloves for visitors are mandatory. No gloves required for visitors. And actually, many casinos, even masks aren't required. They will be at the big ones. Masks will be required at certainly the Wynn and the Venetian, though other casinos are just encouraging guests to wear gloves. Boogie Beat says Drinks free, still gambling. MGM has said drinks will still be free while gambling. I think you'll see most other hotels having free drinks for gambling. Nancy asked if the Heart Attack Grill is reopening. Yeah, if you've been following the news on the Heart Attack Grill, they opened for 2 days and then they closed because they said there just weren't enough people around. I would expect them to reopen come June 4th when there's a lot more walking traffic on the Fremont experience. Rick Hopper says, what comes back first, buffets or shows? I think buffets, cafeteria style, will come back before shows. And Jen says, I want an In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out Burger is really good. Johann says, the Hershey store. Hershey store will open along with the New York. Robert asks if they are reducing pool reservations for like the cabanas and things like that. I think they've spread them out. So yeah, they'd probably have less. Kevin says, I seem to have In-N-Out Burger a lot. Do I live on it? I do live on it. It's like a required food group for me, pretty much. Annie says, Shake Shack versus In-N-Out. Who would win? Great question. So, like, if I had to pick one, I'd pick In-N-Out. The reason why I'd pick In-N-Out, I think it's a better value. Like, you can get a double cheeseburger, fries, and an extra large drink for $9. The same meal at Shake Shack, their double cheeseburger, fries, and a drink would be like $15, $16. Like, it's more. It's significantly more. Now, if you said, Chris, which one tastes better just based on the meat? Shake Shack's pretty good. I'll give Shake Shack taste. But I think in just overall value, cleanliness, and consistency, I pick In-N-Out because Shake Shack is not nearly as consistent in In-N-Out. Sometimes I go to Shake Shack and it's not as good as other times. Bill says, I just got here. Anything on Fremont Street update? Fremont Street Experience opening June 3rd. And yes, the Cosmopolitan is opening. Let's see. Christian says, will Pock Pock at the Cosmopolitan be open? So they're opening that food court that has it there. And it is one of the ones that they have listed as opening, the Pock Pock wings. So yes, you can get that. Champagne wants to know if I've been tested for COVID or antibodies. I have not. Pretty much been staying home most of this, so and getting those tests is actually really hard. Traveling from New York to Vegas, what do they do to you? Any issues with getting in quarantine? No issues, Jeff. Come on in. You're welcome. That's what they do to you. They say, hey, you're here. And Ryan said the Venetian just announced the second tower, the Palazzo Towers, are opening on June 4th. Hey, that's great news. That means a lot of people must be booking in the Venetian. I never got to answer Filtered Life's question, but bye, Filtered Life. Thanks for coming in. Sorry I didn't get to your question. LD says, will indoor malls be done at 50% capacity or back to normal? 50% capacity is currently what indoor malls are allowed to operate at. Wild Foodie says, do I think the casinos will be filled to capacity, so some will have to turn customers away, especially the first weekend? I don't think so. At least I don't think the big strip casinos will, because they're huge. Maybe the downtown casinos because they're small, and more people from Nevada will come to those. Kevin asks if the Secret Pizza will be open at the Cosmo 2. On their list of things, they said pizzeria. They didn't say Secret Pizzeria because they don't really give that one a name. I don't know. That one's like, it's kind of hard to get into and be socially distant. So, Johann says, anything on Hawaii? I have a whole video that I did on Hawaii like last week, so head to my channel, check out my recent playlist. You'll see it right there at the top. I did it like 2 years ago. Not 2 years ago. I did it just last week about Hawaii's opening. Darren says, are those cards behind me postcards? Those cards behind me are, some of them are postcards, some of them are greeting cards, some of them are also happy birthday buttons. It's like a tradition for me to go to Disneyland for my birthday, so that's what we've got up there. EJ wants to know if the Locusts come to Vegas every year. I don't think they come every year. I think it's just kind of a special occasion sort of thing. Awesome 123 Roy's says, I'm going to Vegas end of June, being open or live it'll be open. No date on live concerts. AJ says, I need to win a shirt. I try every live. All right, well, hey, that means it's time to give away a shirt. And with every live stream, I give away some Yellow Productions merchandise. Yeah, today we'll be giving away a Yellow Productions crew t-shirt. So my question for you, and if you want to win this, is back here on this screen, I have video of... scrolling throughout this live stream, there's been video of one particular free show at an MGM hotel that is currently not opening on June 4th. If you can name the hotel and the show that comes up back here for a hotel that is not opening, it should have come up about 3 times during this live stream, then you will win a Yellow Productions t-shirt that I will send anywhere in the world. If you don't get to win one, well then you can check out a link in the description to my Etsy shop. You can buy those shirts with the Yellow Productions crew thing. You can buy it with the Yellow Productions logo. You can, if you want to have a mask in style, you can even get the Yellow Productions neck gaiter, which you could wear as well, which will be good, particularly when it becomes winter time. Matt wants to know, when is the first trip that I will take? I don't know. Don't know yet. But Vegas seems like a good place to go. Some other places in California seem like good places to go. And the winner, the first person who said the show and the hotel, because that's what you had to say, the Volcano and the Mirage, which is right back here. We'll get to that Volcano and the Mirage right there. One of my favorite free shows on the Las Vegas Strip. So, Rick, you win a Yellow Productions Crew t-shirt. Send me an email at chris@yellow.net with 2 W's, YELLOWW.net, or send me a message on Facebook. You'll find a link in the description to my Facebook page. And if you didn't win, well, I give away one every live stream. If you're new here and this was your first time, you want to get on the giveaways, you want to get on future live streams, you want to get in on updates about other stuff on Vegas that's opening beyond the casinos and the hotels and how the opening looks, well, make sure to subscribe. Click the bell to turn notifications so you never miss another video, and check out my other videos on Hawaii, on Japan, on London. I've got over 800 videos on the channel, not just on Vegas, so lots of great travel content, but I also love bringing you all the Vegas updates because I know a lot of people are really excited about the Vegas reopening. Well, as usual, I won't say goodbye because I'll see you all in the next video, and I thank all of you for hanging out with me today.